Yeah.
I don't believe you.
That was just Sam with the soundboard. I'm actually here. Previously on Battlestar Galactica. Crikey.
Okay. Everybody's present?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Everybody have everything they need?
Not
I need you, baby.
character sheet. Check.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Level you guys. He's still level 10.
Mm-hmm.
Elf?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, 10.
10, yeah. Yeah, okay. We'll see what we can do about that, huh?
No,
Don't tease.
I want to down level you.
Yeah, no, we're good. Hold on a second. This guy, and this guy. Okay. Everyone's character sheets open.
We
Okay.
join the session as evening turns to night. Or, as close to night as it gets, just weeks after the midsummer day here on the coast of Lurich. In what, for at least one of the party, is home. Porthmarn. House Goss. And the sound of seagulls screaming begins to abate slightly. And you can hear the creaking of ropes, of boards, general dock life. An inn, a street away, packed with the few sailors who've had nowhere else to stay, not the range or the daylight to reach another port. For Porthmarn is not a happy harbour at this point. The town, in your absence, has been gripped by an escalation in the turf war
Fucking
that
J.K.
had
Rowling.
simmered for some time now. It seems, in your absence, that agents of House Claxton have whipped up the townsfolk, mustered armed parties in the streets, and blockaded part of the town, the harbour side, the home of House Goss, preventing anyone from going inland, threatening, causing violence in the streets. The weeks since you have left have seen a steady decline in the spirits here at the home. Not to mention the pantry stock, not to mention the coffers, the bank account, the treasures. Business comes and goes out, but any ship that's had the contact to hear of what is happening is doing what it can to avoid Porthmarn, lest they be accosted, lest they be threatened, lest they be set upon by arrows from the besieging mob. And so if the mob, the banditry, the armed populace, risen in apparent fury, cannot strangle Lord Goss in his house, for he is himself well defended, they will starve him. So it seems. But these stories are relayed to you with somber faces, hushed tones, by speakers who will not look at one another as they tell the tale. They fill in the gaps. The house's staff, the few guards that persist, happy to get a moment away from the watch of Captain Willard, keeper of the house security. But generally they are not happy with their position, only really remaining out of fear, because they know that their safety will, out on the outside of these walls, will not remain, is not guaranteed. But the evening, as they say, turns to night. The fire crackles onwards. And eventually, one by one, bodies turn in and go to bed. Does anybody have anything they would like to do before bed today?
Um,
Talk
go
to
on.
the. Don't want to talk to the boys, the orc boys.
Yeah?
I want to find out. Well, there's a couple of questions I want to ask kind of Jed, and if Jed doesn't have the answers, somebody else.
Yeah, sure.
How many staff does Goss have, and what's the deal with like any force he has to raise for the king?
So,
How's that
before
all
the
work?
yeah, before the war, and in kind of times of peace, that sort of thing, Goss functionally owns the harbour, and so all of the dock hands, all of the staff, most of the warehouses belong to him. You know, the kind of dock hand staff, everything like that, they all are under the employ of House Goss. Do you mean specifically household staff?
Well, yeah, I want to know how many household staff he has, but then, like, what is his? Does he contribute men in arms, or does he contribute a tithe of materials or something?
Yeah. So in terms of household staff, the last you checked, it's fewer than 10. There are, there's a main chef who has 4 staff who works there, and then let's say kind of 4 domestics. Some of whom you've seen around. In fact, most of them you've seen tonight already. Either peeking out through windows above you, or kind of looking around. The household itself, with Caitlin having spent increasing amounts of time outside of the family house, she kept her townhouse. She, grew in a need for privacy, supposedly. It was just Goss. His wife was dead. So Johnny Goss, whom you've seen tonight, didn't need an awful lot of staff, didn't keep an awful lot of household staff. In terms of guards, however, there were always a few more. This being a maritime port, it is, susceptible to threats. There being talk of bandits out in the hills, the countryside around there. So Willard keeps a kind of household complement of, I've got this written down, 24. Yeah. So there's across, like, they don't tend to all be stationed in the house, but there's a kind of domestic and local guard of 24. That will go in, and then plus Willard, so that rounds up to 25.
So is there 25 left?
That's a different question.
Yeah, I'd probably have to search out that information. And then the other thing I want to do is, assuming Claxton has been corrupted, I just want to double check that it's not Goss that's been corrupted. So I want to search around the house using Mortimer and see if there's basements or, I don't know, weirdness, if I can sense. I can throw out a detect magic, I believe, as well.
Yeah. So from what you know, if there is a cellar, but it's not huge, it's basically just a wine cellar. That's that you know of, to begin with, in terms of knowing your way around. Obadiah will know his way around the place. But with Mortimer making his way around there, I will give you the choice of an investigation or a perception check. And you can use your own stats on there because effectively you're doing it, remote piloting. Or if you think he'll have better, there's no way he's going to, the familiar is going to have better stats than you, right?
It might have better perception.
Yeah.
It would have better perception.
if it
It's
gets-
not going
if
to
it-
have as good investigation.
If it gets an advantage on hearing and seeing stuff, then you
It's
can.
Oh, that's a
cat.
1.
Hey.
It's like keen sight.
It
or
solves
some
that problem.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
fine,
using
yeah.
perception. I'll use investigation. That's +9, but it's still a 1.
That's a 10 total.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't find anything that you didn't know was already there. Outside of your room, you can't find anything that's particularly esoteric.
He never took an interest in the stars or anything like that.
He's not particularly interested in that. No, I'm going to correct myself. Outside of your room and Caitlin's old room. However, looking through it, there's nothing in Caitlin's old room that you didn't know was already there. So she's got some books of study. She did do some study of the kind of Orthodox religion, little bits of kind of esotery and yes, looking at the stars, for example, but nothing that you didn't know about, nothing you hadn't taught her already.
Yeah, she probably took anything to the new place anyway.
That's exactly
Okay.
it, and there was plenty there that you hadn't seen before.
That's all I want to do in that case. I'll turn in unless I'm expected to wait for Goss or Willard or something like that.
I don't think you are. You've seen them both. You're being left up.
Oh, was there guest rooms?
Yeah, you've got a bedroom.
Yeah, but for the other lads.
Yeah, okay. There are guest bedrooms. There aren't many. There's kind of one grand one, and then some that are for, if you had a grand guest, they would also have kind of, staff as well. So there are staff bedrooms, and then adjoining those, there are some that are not typically used. There's a separate kind of guards barracks, which classically kind of barely has enough space for all of the guards at once to be in standing. They tend to kind of work in shifts. And so there really isn't room for all the guards to sleep at once, for example.
Share bed. Oh.
Hey, it's always warm then.
Hot cot.
All right, well, we find bedrooms for people, and maybe if Jethro can stay with the guys outside, I can
Oh
cast
yeah, I'll
tiny
sleep
hut.
with these guys.
Of course you will.
One by one. No, all at the same time.
Giant first.
Trying to be wearing them like a butt plug.
All right. Yeah. Rest.
Yeah. There's space for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Places for people to sleep. Especially if Jeffro wants to sleep outside by the
I'm
fire.
accustomed to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The night looks like it's going to be dry. Beyond the fact that actually being by the coast, the air is always kind of wet. But it's probably not going to rain. Which for you, Obadiah, you will know is exceptional.
Well, they've got the awning.
Yeah.
I'll have to do them.
Absolutely. So before I come to you then, Tor and Gromnon, anything you'd like to do before bed?
No.
No.
No? Okay. In which case, go with Obadiah, and Obadiah will show you where you can sleep, I guess.
Yeah, because we already had our post talk. So
Yeah.
Bed. Next day.
Absolutely. Okay. Jethro, then, you are the last one up. The orcs themselves are not looking particularly tired. Their kind of heads are twisting around and
well fed now though.
They've eaten, certainly. Murmur has had a,
Cauldron.
more. Yeah, absolutely. He's closer to full than he's ever been potentially in his life.
Yeah.
Although he kind of chews over the word "full" for a little bit, trying to get over the fact that he's not a minecart.
Yeah.
You know, that's what gets full.
Yeah. Well, boys. Wait, Jethro. Well, boys. You're among friends and you're safe and you're free. We are. Well, I wanted to talk to you because you're free now to do your own thing. Mama,
True, yeah.
the mountains over to. I'll point vaguely to the west. And be like, mountains are that way. If you want to go find your people. But and you boys, same. You can go find your people there. But my friends and I are in a predicament here. We're being attacked by our enemies, but this is not your fight. You are free. We will. I'm. Ugh, God, fuck me, English.
Yeah.
If you wish to go, then you have more than earned that. You can be free, but if you wish to stay, I would appreciate it. But yes, you are free to make your own decisions from this point on. But just know, I do intend to return and free the rest of you when I can, if I can. But yeah, and how do I lead into this naturally? Tong, yeah. Oh, well, let me just check's notes. Sorry,
They're called Buzz and Tongi and Grish.
Yes, I know. But Tongi, Buzz and Grish. Where's my note?
Tongi is without a
yes,
clan.
I know.
Yeah.
Grish, you can find the Chin Cutters clan. Buzz, you can find your Toe Takers. Tongi, you have no clan. And I'm a man who has lost my clan. They were all but wiped out. I've met one teeth thief my entire life since I was a child. But at least I have a clan, even if it's just me. So I feel sad for you that you do not. So if you'd like, you can join my clan. You can call yourself Teeth Thief and help me build this clan back up. You don't have to stay with me, but I just if you want the name, it'd be my honor to give it to you, and you could be family to me. And I'll take where's my fucking thing? I will take the wolf tooth off my necklace. This is the first trophy I ever took. This is a proud tradition in orc tribes. I didn't even know this when I was younger. An orc named Irhash told me this. But when you win a great victory, you take a trophy from your enemy, and the trophy from my clan is to take the tooth. And I'll hand him that tooth, like if he wants to join. Yeah. So if he wants to join my clan, he doesn't have to do anything. He can just become a teeth thief. I don't know.
Yeah. So Buzz and Grish look on towards Tongi. The kind of gesture with palms towards their own necklaces of trophies, which they already have. No, they have much on them, but some dwarf limb and some dwarf trophy. Including Grish has a section of elongated kind of snake-like chin that he took from one of those bearded devils.
Hell yeah.
And is very proud to have it. And Tongi nods, reaches out his palm, accepts the wolf tooth, and plucks the hair from his head. Now the hairs are long and unkempt, but he gives it a firm yank. And where you had, worn away a section of the tooth, feeds his own hair through it, ties it around his neck. And then he nods a little, jabbers his jaw, says, "I will fight with you, clansman."
And the rest of you, good.
Yeah.
The rest of you are free to make your own decisions. You can do what you wish.
We will. Well, we want to fight things.
Well, yeah.
Stay outdoors, innit?
Yes. Well, the people here, they're friends of my friend Obadiah, and they're under attack. So if you want to fight, I guarantee you we've got a good one.
Mumar looks down, is sat cross-legged, and just about, would be able to get under the awning if he had squeezed a little. And he looks down and rumbles his voice again in that slightly broken Orcish kind of. This place is feeding me. Should protect them. Sharing food is friends.
Very good, Murmur.
Maybe.
Very well. Sleep well, friends. But tomorrow brings us a good fight. Probably.
Okay. Are you going to sleep outside with them, Jethro?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jethro slept under the night sky most of his life. He is quite comfortable.
Keen and eager to. Yeah, absolutely. And so you place your heads down. For Gromnon and Tor, the room that you are led to has a couple of bunks. It's simple, but it is clean. There are no boxes piled up in your rooms as there had been in Obadiah's. It's near the servants' quarters, and there is a small window through which a little of the night's light and a little of the rumbling chatter from the courtyard is pouring through. It's where are we? This kind of area in terms of the house. So you get to it through not through the kitchen, but it has the corridor that it is on adjoins onto the kitchen, so to speak. The walls are whitewashed. There are no markings, no holy symbols on the walls. But the beds are pretty good. Better than cold, hard courtyard ground, at least.
Better than what I slept on in Mazenal.
Yeah, better than what you slept on in Mazenal. Better than what you slept on, the last time you slept. Not that you would call it night.
I will make up some bullshit story to Tor about the last time I slept in Camps This Good. It was at the feet of a princess.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Beautiful. Beard down to her knees. I'm rolling deception, by the way.
Yeah, fine.
17.
17.
Believe it or not.
It's a good story, Tor. Definitely. You can decide whether you believe it or decide that you don't give a shit. But the detail's there. You start to wonder, even if you don't believe it, the Gromnon probably does.
he's deceiving himself.
Yeah.
Self-deception is so good this one.
Yeah.
Well, sounds very interesting.
Aye. You should have seen it. The beard was glorious.
Yes, I imagine so. Your women are very hairy,
Hairier than the men. Some of them. Anyway, let's turn in.
I know that. I've seen some with plaits from their armpit.
Crusty jugglers.
Obadiah, for you, the step up the stairs is... Every single step you feel tiredness grip a little tighter on the back of your shoulders. But that familiarity, that feeling as though you really have been away from this place for... You can't count. It may have been years, but you're back now. And the place hasn't changed, it hasn't burnt down without you. The same step creaks as it has done for 2 years. And you keep meaning to insist that one of the workmen, one of the home valet, get it sorted. And you find your room, and the door is a little stiffer than you remember, and you recall the boxes piled up inside. The path you would normally take to hang your cloak is blocked. But your bed is the same. It's cold to climb into it. But you know exactly which spot to lay in to get the straw sitting right. You know exactly how far to pull the blanket to block out the light of the moon, such as it is. And sooner than it has in a long time, sleep takes you. And I think being as you've survived a trip to the Hells and liberated a handful of orcs and giants, we can go through a level up. How does that sound?
Yeah.
I know we often do them at the end of a session, but...
Well, mine are easy. Oh, max hit points. Mine are easy because I don't have to worry about it too much. I think I get something good at this level as well.
There's a 6. This is the most hit pointy wizard ever.
I can spend key points to cancel disadvantage. Yeah, that's fine.
I always get confused with my hit points. It's D8s I roll.
D8 for...
So.
Let me make certain.
For a druid, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is as well, but...
72 HP plus 9 to hit. Yeah, it'll do.
Or a druid.
1d8?
Yeah, roll a d8. It is a d8. You add that to your rolled HP. D&D Beyond will add your con modifier automatically if you're using that.
Plus 5 to the road. That puts me up to 92.
Unlimited power.
And that gives me my first level 6 spell. Oh.
Oh, I can get a level 6 spell.
Me too.
Boner. I have no spell.
Oh! Oh! Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Very good. Oh shit, I can now up. Oh my. Yeah. I could be a complete asshole. Oh no, level 7 spells. True.
What are you taking, Gav?
I don't know.
Did you get planar ally?
No.
Sounds good.
I was considering it as a means to talk to the witch. I assume Jed would allow that to be used with the witch.
I can that scroll she gave me. I can learn that. I can't remember what it was called.
Contact other plane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know a specific creature's name, Sam, so you can definitely, if you were to cast Planar Ally, you could at least request to speak to Phaedra.
Not sure I want to, though. I don't like her.
Yes.
No?
Weird.
I mean, Sam likes her. Not sure Gromdon does.
I was unimpressed.
Chain Lightning, Disintegrate, Sunbeam.
All good spells?
I was very tempted by Sunbeam as well, but
I'm going to take Sunbeam.
do you also get transport via plants? Says, yeah. But we might be going kicking ass, so I might take something a bit more dangerous.
The different position there with Druid is you know all of those spells. You just have to choose which ones you're going to prepare.
Yeah, I've got to choose, and I don't get to take it back ever again.
No takesies backsies.
Write it in your book.
You can at a level up, Sam, can't you?
Possibly.
In fact, I'm going to rule that you specifically can unlearn a spell at level up. If you've got spells that you don't think you're ever going to cast again. As your GM, I'm telling you, you may do that.
There are certain rules in some of
my world, my rules.
Well, you can switch like spells.
Yeah, okay. I'll have a think about that, Jed. I'm not going to do it now because it'll take fucking ages to think about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, but we can wreck on that. I think especially if it's basically if you don't cast the spell today, you can do that when you want. If you cast a spell, during this session,
I have yet to cast.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. But I might. Cool, I'm done. I got 4 hit points. Well, 9. 7. Can't add up. 7 hit points. Gone.
Yes.
Could conjure a T-Rex at level 9 spell.
That's a little silly.
Also funny.
You can already summon a draconic spirit. Like, what's T-Rex just a downgrade? Like, draconic spirit that can't fly.
So I would be able to summon a mammoth. Lower.
It's solve our food problems if we ever get stranded. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just kill it.
Yeah, just immediately kill it and fucking eat
Saying
it.
that, no, I'm going
eat
to
it
take
for
that
a fortnight.
instead. Okay, yeah, I'm taking something different. This should be fun.
Let it be a surprise. Oh my god. By the way, Hick burped.
We awaken in our various beds. Is everybody settled and done with some of their choices? Things don't need to be immediate or right now. Fill up with hit points, spell slots, key points, wild shapes.
Yes.
As the smell of salt air, the caterwaul of seagulls, and other nautical life, the ringing of ships' bells, the holler of the dawn rush to work begins and wakes us, pouring through windows or over rooftops. Obadiah, you've woken a couple of times in the night. There's been some sound of movement through the house, but you recognise this, the jingle, the step of it, as guards patrolling, as they are wont to do. You're simply not used to it anymore, somehow.
Get up to go to take a piss.
Yeah.
Gav really has to take a piss.
Okay, great. And then the last thing I'm going to ask is going to be Tor.
Yep.
You'll be asleep, but I'll get you to do it anyway. Can I get you to make me a wisdom save, please?
Uh-oh.
I think it's a wisdom save. Let me make certain. Yeah, it is a wisdom save. 15, did you
9.
say?
So saves +9, so that'd be 19.
Okay. You have a feeling in your sleep that rouses you, that wakes you. And you sit, you open your eyes. You had, for the moment, in that moment of wakefulness, that moment of being pulled from your sleep, the sense that, was there someone at the window? Was there someone looking down on you? But you blink now, and whatever it is gone. There's nothing, you're sure. 19's a good roll on that, don't worry.
Suspicious.
And so Tor returns to sleep. And the rest of the night passes on. And you awake feeling stronger, with some new knowledge that you never had before. You feel a greater touch now with nature, the nature of the material plane, having travelled away from it and elsewhere. And you hear the calling of birds and the roaring of the sea, and smell the salt and the wind, as though for the first time, and as though they are old friends with which you are innately and intimately familiar. And you are happy to be there, I imagine. And then it will reach Tor and Gromnon first, and then Jethro and his friends in the courtyard. Obadiah will take some time to find. Comes the smell of bread baking.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I like that shit.
Can you explain for Gromnum what the smell of human bread smells like?
A lot less rocky.
Dwarf bread has almost a vinegar flavour. It is built to last. It is cooked with a relatively hot oven but far from the source of the flame. And so it rises with quite a degree of irregularity. It's kept at quite a consistent heat for both proving and eventually for cooking. It's simply moved around in the oven. And so it doesn't bubble too much. And you do get that mixture of the soot, the smoke, the heat of the char from a smithy, for example, into which the oven might be built. And so it is hard to smell the bread baking itself. But when it comes out, it is solid, it is chewy, it does not rise particularly.
So this is like a new smell to me then, if that is a very in-depth description of dwarf bread.
Indeed. What you have here,
bread expert.
What you have here now is a human bread, and the smell tickles your nostrils. You were already awake, but the warmth. You've eaten human bread in your travels, in your times around. And so the smell that finds you is like that of the best slice you have ever eaten.
Mm.
Is it Terry Pratchett where the dwarf bread is like the hardest substance known to man or something?
Like shit.
Sounds...
Yeah. I'm just imagining it's
rocks.
bread that doesn't rise.
Yeah.
That's what
it rises very irregularly. Because it's proved too hot and it's cooked kind of too small, too cold. Yeah, exactly.
Like upon that excellent description of bread, I'm going to make best haste towards the kitchen because I'm a hungry dwarf. My constitution needs filling.
Growing lad.
Yeah. And there are staff in there. There is a chef, not one of the ones that you met before the last night, tending to a large pot, pouring things in. The smell here of baking is, stronger than than it was outside. Fills your head, your lungs, with a degree of sweetness. But you see out also jam and butter. The chef blinks over from you to you. He's human, dressed in an apron, doused with flour. He goes, "Oh, hello. I heard we had guests."
Good morning. Are you the master baker of this delicious smelling bread? This has awoken me.
Oh, they call me Petrock.
Pet Rock.
Petrock. Yep.
Pet Rock.
I suppose that might mean something different, being as a dwarf as yourself, but...
No, it's fine. Humans have interesting names. Not one for... I don't know. I'm not judgmental. If the Pet Rock has made amazing bread, please may I have some? Dwarven bread, it's ever so hard.
Yeah. Give me an insight check, Sam.
Is he really offended by me calling him Pet Rock? Insight. Cool.
It's not going to be particularly difficult. I just want to see again how much
16.
of he's not offended. He's really embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, like this. The guy's not. He's certainly younger than you are. He's not, and he's not a novice or anything like that. He's certainly, he's old enough and well trained enough to be out there on his own. But you get the vibe, more or less, actually, from the way he looked at you as you walked in, that he wanted to be working on his own. This is a guy who's a little bit of a bit of an introvert, I suppose is the word I want to use. And for him to have told you his name and for you to have not literally laughed, but made him feel a bit self-conscious, it's going to hit the guy a bit.
It's not intentional, but I mean, his name is Pet Rock.
Yeah. But he goes a bit quiet and he doesn't say much more for the moment.
Takes 3 psychic damage.
And then when you asked him if there was going to be some bread ready, didn't you?
Yes. I did, yes.
He says, well, I figured that loaf will be done about the time I'm done kneading this one. And you can see he's pressing away a pad of dough. Not long now. Be time enough for you to run some. Tell you what, Sir, Mr. Dwarf, would you be willing to put you can put the kettle on? Make us a round of tea.
Interrupt him when he says Mr. Sir. The name is Gromnop. Just Gromnop. Or Grom for short.
Well, Gromnop, the ever-chosen awesome matriculator fucking...
No, I only want a wannabe get.
Gromnan. Am I saying that right?
Just Grom's fine.
Grom. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. If you'd be willing to, you can fill the kettle from the barrel there, and then put that by the fire. I figure about the time that takes to boil, and well, maybe fill the teapot, and we can have tea for our breakfast, and the bread will be ready for about then.
Tea, what a novel concept. Not very popular among the dwarfs. Nice hot pint of ale.
So I'm told, sir.
Mm.
The voices, the chatter comes out into the courtyard. Jethro, you can hear this. You can hear the mumble of the familiar dwarf's voice, and the quieter, not quite a whisper of the chef.
I like food.
But yes, indeed, the smell of bread has wisped out across the courtyard towards you.
Oh, these boys will have only had that shitty dwarf bread as well.
If even.
Yeah.
About stale crusts of shitty dwarf bread.
Yeah, literally shitty.
And had chef's bread.
Yeah.
Which is, chef's arse, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the best. That goes back to a story that Lou used to have of a guy. Chef's arse is you get chafing in your ash crack because you're sweaty all the time when you work in the kitchen. And so the chefs used to use talcum powder, obviously, straight down the ass.
Yeah.
And Lou had a friend who tried flour once because he ran out of talcum powder. Bread in his asses.
Yeah, flour and moisture sticks and is very hard to wash off. Yeah.
It's ass bread, yeah. Chef bread.
Yeah.
Funny. An idiot.
What a genius.
Incredible.
Sorry, Jed, I derailed you.
No, it's fine. It's very funny. Yeah, so again, Jethro, you are awakening to the smell of bread and the sound of familiar chatter from the kitchen that's coming from the courtyard wall. Tor, you have been left in the room. Gromlin got up and went wandering without you, but...
Alright, well, I'm gonna go make my way down to the courtyard.
To the courtyard as well? Yeah.
Yep. Where I assume most people are congregating.
So again, Jethro, the orcs, Murmur the giant have remained outside.
Morning, lad. Morning, lad. There we go. There's Jethro.
And so Obadiah, finally, the sound of voices in the courtyard comes up to meet your bedroom window again.
Lazy human.
I'll gather my things and head down.
I can summon an assassination. The invisible stalker.
It's a bit cringe. That's cool. Badass.
I'll be keeping an eye out for Willard.
You come across Willard on the landing at the top of the main staircase. staring out of a window, looking out across roofs. You're facing west, and so the roofs facing you then gleam with dawn light. But there are fires, small fires, set just a street or two away from you.
What's this then? They that close to us?
They keep the barricades up day and night. Don't know where they've got the men from, to be honest.
Here, Captain. This is something for your men. There might be some trying times in the coming days, and they might need to know they're appreciated. I'm going to hand them a pouch with 240 gold in it.
Okay.
You can tell them it's a gift from the Lord if you like, or I don't really care, but it's good that your folks stuck around this long. And it's not until now that they're going to really be needed.
He looks down there in the into the pouch, feels the weight of it. Fucking hell.
Well, we ran across some vagabonds on the road that were doing the same to travellers. Liberated them of some of their money.
Probably come from the Claxtons.
Yep.
Yeah,
as you say that, his brow kind of furrows. You mentioned that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, if I recall, that pouch was picked up in Penvaden from a man named Movis, an elf, who had been corrupted.
Met Movis.
What?
Oh, just before you came and joined us.
How was he back then?
Mm.
That was, what, 6, 7 years ago?
Withdrawn, I would say. Seemed preoccupied.
Yeah, that's... Oh god, what was the cleric's name?
Gamfit.
Gamfit?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what Gamfit said. Said he started like that and then it got worse. Listen, I need to... This Claxton is... I have my suspicions about him. It seems throughout the kingdom, men of power have been influenced by these creatures from hells. And while I've no proof or evidence or reason even to think so, Claxton's maneuvers against our Lord all these years reek of this manipulation. I could probably take a wander around town and see what I can find, but do you have anything like this? Any odd tales that the men are talking about, or have you seen anything unusual in town?
I've lost a couple of fighters, but not many. Most of what they're fighting on the streets are ruffians, scoundrels, and scum that I'd have run through, that I have been running through for 5 decades now. Near enough.
No magic being used?
If there has been, it's on the boys that haven't come back. We're winning fights, Black, but we're losing the war.
Is this conversation taken in front of everyone else?
No.
No, this is in private.
We're on the stairwell in the house.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think I would remain here to hear Lord Goss's commands, but we are pressed for time, and we need to get back to the royal court as quick as we can. He seemed a little overwhelmed with what I told him last night, which is understandable. But he'll have to take some decisive action.
Why don't we say that's where this gold's from, then? That'll mean a lot to the boys. A messenger from the royal court here in the town.
Yep. Passed down by... What are we? I can't remember.
King's Ward?
King's Ward. Passed down by the King's Ward himself. Keeping the true heir, the true lord of this place, safe.
Yeah. Listen, Black. This fight... There's a limit to what I can do. I can only be in so many places at once.
Yeah, this immediate fight, this is something we'll be doing. I've learned a lot since I've left here, even though it's a short time. Myself and my new friends, we have laid low a lot worse than Lord Claxton.
Well, listen. When are you thinking? Today?
We need to speak to Lord Goss and get some direction. If he is in no mind to give it, or is in no position to give it, we'll have to take matters into our own hands.
The Lord will be sitting...
Will be a direct line for Claxton, and then to the royal court.
John's in mind enough. It meant a lot, what you said to him, but I think he'll get through it. But listen, when you're heading out there, I reckon we could put... Maybe... We've got 18 left. Now, having lost a couple scraps here and there. Reckon... If we don't want to leave the house empty, I could go out with 6 of them. We can go where you wanted. You're a smart lad, you know what's going on now.
It might not be necessary. We could send word. Torok, this turtle creature over there, he can command animals. We could send a bird back with a message. Look, we haven't made a plan yet. I need to speak to my friends. I think it might be safer to stay. Keep those 18 safe, as well as this place. We might have some new friends as well. That big man down there, the giant.
Sure.
Can't hurt to have him on your side, eh?
He nods, Willard. And now there's a smile on his face. There's been a bit of a grim look. But now there's a smile on his face. Yeah.
Do I know he fought orcs in the previous wars?
He hasn't talked that much about it. The sense that you've had from this guy, and it isn't something the two of you have talked a lot about. I'd allow you like a history check to see if you knew it, but...
No, if it's not something we talked about, I wouldn't have known it. Oh. So, that's fair. Alright, won't leave any conditions or warnings. I'll just nod to him, good morning, and head down the stairs, out to the courtyard.
Romnon in the kitchen. Kettle boils. Petruk is talking you through where tea bags are kept, where you can put things into where you can put things into which pot, which cups to lay out, and put things up on a tray. And as you're doing that, as the kettle boils, as you steep the leaves in the tea bag, he goes, yes, right, brilliant. And with a cloth, pulls open the oven door, billows steam from a dozen fresh loaves. Rolls, just, small loaves. And slides out a tray. Here we are.
Overfill what I'm filling up until it drips onto my feet while staring at the bread.
Okay. You're not going to take any damage points, but it does hurt.
Sweet.
Yeah. Your mouth is similarly overflowing with saliva. It does look like good bread. And the smell now from outside into the courtyard and Obadiah, as you step out into it, is unmistakable. Smell of warm bread. Gromnon's yelp of pain as he pours boiling water onto his toes.
A giant fart.
Yep. All of it.
Morning, boys.
Mr. Black. Our my friends here have agreed that they will help us if this comes to a fight. After that, they are free to do what they like, but they, in return for the hospitality of their house, they will join us in our battle if we fight the Claxtons.
I think we're going to have to. I've talked to Willard. I've asked him to ask Goss for his direction. I don't know what we'd call it, but I did say we're going to have to move soon. Act quick. I'd like to move to find out what's happening in this town today and act on it if necessary as soon as possible.
Sounds balling.
Let's get a good grab in then, eh, Pet Rock?
Chef Petrock. Good to see you.
Petrick walks out. Between him and Gromnon, there is an abundance of cups and with a pot of tea on one tray, and another tray with bread, with jam, with butter, with knives.
That man was called Pet Rock.
Yeah.
That's
Pet Rock.
Sounds like
the look of pain on Petrick's face.
Dwarven pursuit to me.
I assume it's like a Lurich Patrick.
He told you once that there had been a Saint Petrick once, back when there had been saints.
Back when there had been snakes.
Back when there had been saints.
Snakes out of Lurich. Yeah. Drove the snacks out of Lurich.
Owned all the homeless people.
Well met, Pet Rock. Anyone that feeds me and my friends is a friend for life.
Or he's a pet.
Patrick, can I get a glass of wine? I never touch that stuff, pointing at the teapot.
We've a little. Sure.
Wine was an option.
Uh,
You got any ale? Breakfast ale.
Patrick's now looking unsure. No breakfast. No.
What? God, sorry.
He's stammering. That's all. He's stammering. It's not just me stammering.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
As he's stammering around looking for wine, I'll say, Black, so we're to deal with this quickly and then move on in pursuit of...
Willard has... Look, Captain Willard has 18 men-at-arms. They're outside the house. No, we don't need them. That's what I told him. But you never know, we might. The point is, 18 men... Doesn't matter how many men are under the employ of Lord Goss in this town, 18 soldiers can't hold the town. Mm-hmm. Not if Claxton is what we suspect he might be. But cutting the head off the snake will allow the situation to calm down. Any of the street scum that have flocked to his banner will scatter.
Stare at Mr. Crosby, and with my hands down on the counter or whatever, and just point my finger at him and say telepathically, well, even if he isn't, we say he was. In regards to the line about him being a demon, in league with the demons or whatever.
Yeah, I'll telepathically shout back. Agreed.
I'll just say
he's going again.
You think he's
going?
then?
Well, if nothing else, he's causing trouble in the south while there's a war in the north.
Well, I was going to say you think he's a wrong one, like Movis. I just thought he was a bit of a wanker.
Man can be both.
Well said, Groppler. Wise words. We thought he was a wanker, but maybe he was a wanker because he's been influenced. It seems like every town we come across has some nefarious influence been set upon it.
Yeah.
By the hells.
Yeah. I guess 6, 7 times is too many for coincidence.
I'll hold a piece of bread up and say, well, it would appear my God wants me to go with you in this pursuit of holy righteousness against the devil himself. And then I'll take a big bite out of the bread and walk off and sit down.
I will permit one person to make an insight check. It's a fairly difficult one, but I want to see if I'm going to give you a key piece of information here.
Doing it.
Let the wisest among us roll.
What's the total now, please, Gex?
15.
15.
The wisest among us is Torab.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah.
Always the wisest one.
I believe I'm the wisest.
Well,
we are very fucking close, though.
But Jethro also believes he's the smartest. So.
Ooh.
Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm trying to work out with the 15 what I want to tell you. You haven't been everywhere yet. And yes, the infernal influence has been strong most places you've been. But yeah, I think that's a reasonable conclusion based on that roll.
Well, in my meditations and sleep last night, I was revealed some lovely new spells from the planet. You'll be able to get back to the capital and the king very fucking.
Oh.
I mean, like, as long as it takes me to cast a spell, I guess.
Well, if it takes 5 years to cast
but getting
a spell,
back
it's not
to
great.
here would take an extra day or so. I'd have to rest so I can cast it again.
I can get us back.
Could be pretty handy.
Meanwhile, is his lordship going to join us for breakfast?
Well, breakfast usually takes him half an hour, so.
I don't know what that means. Fucking hell.
Alright, well, I'm going to finish eating and then get up, put armor on or whatever.
I'm going to drink an ale. By that I mean I'm going to go get an ale from the fridge.
There is a slight thud on the step behind you, the step out which you came this morning, Obadiah, not from the kitchen end. And they're blinking in the morning light. Is Lord John Goss himself.
In his underpants.
He's not in his underpants, he's dressed.
Is he in one of those ye old timey 90s with the weird hat?
No, he's dressed with trousers and a kind of heavy shirt on. He has jewellery around his neck.
Ooh, sexy.
And his skin now in the sun looks pale, sallow, loose around his neck. He is gripping the door frame. But he stands and he walks forward, takes a few more steps out into the dirt, and looks at the staff and guests reunited outside. Another member of the house staff scurries out behind him with a chair, places it next to the fire. And Goss waddles forward, wordlessly, takes a seat, takes a cup, takes a loaf, and then gestures for you to continue eating.
Morning, my lord. Just nod.
Right. Plan of action then. We need information. Tor. Well, I'm pretty sure I know where Claxton's house is, yeah?
You'll know, your way around the town well enough, yeah.
So Claxton's Manor is a few... I give directions to Claxton's Manor. Maybe we can get something out there to keep an eye on it. I don't know if that's possible.
Maybe we could go out and start cracking skulls and see what whimper about.
I think our best bet might be just to go out there, wait for them to attack us, and then we can do the king's justice on them.
It'll be the riffraff. We'll end up...
Yes, but then you take the first riffraff alive, and you get him to tell us who his lord is.
Alive?
And then his lord is the one responsible for his actions.
Yeah, but these riffraff could in future be Lord Goss's soldiers.
Yes, but we don't have to kill them all. Christ. You one side of a fucking dragon, and imagine if most of them run away with their fucking tails between their legs.
I would refrain, Goss calls up, from killing as many of my town people as possible.
Exactly.
Don't plan to kill them. Not with a dragon, anyway. You imagine. You think you see these people, see a dragon? You think they're going to stand around?
Or...
You stand there, sir, if you've seen a dragon come at you?
We could just go out towards the manor house by whatever means we can, maybe hidden.
A side door? Question mark.
And then just demand to speak to Lord Claxton. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to ascertain he's been corrupted, should it? Do we have magics that can do that, Tor?
Is what he's doing? I don't. If we had a priest, we might be able to have some.
You have detect thought, Gav.
I do indeed, thank you.
As far as you're concerned, Vic, you do have a priest with you.
Oh yeah, we have a priest.
Sorry.
You know,
oh,
he
yeah.
could, he should have some
just keep reminding you guys that.
Some truth serum sort of spell. I don't know.
Does your god permit you to detect evil? Corruption from the outer planes? Is that something that you can do?
No. My god is almost exclusively active in the plane we are. Rolls deception. 18.
Well, just have to roll the insight because, I'm a curious boy. Yep, I believe you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
Lordship, is what he's doing impeding your effort helping the war effort at all? Because if it is, that is, I would say, a very major crime that even the king would definitely not buy.
Well, we have to be careful there because Lord Claxton does attend court. Remember, we saw him there a couple of weeks ago.
That we did.
And if he's active in court,
you'd also know
spreading lies and, making friends, then...
Yes, but he was also given a ledger to the his lordship's fucking concierge, whatever you want to call it, castellan person. Of his wrongdoings. Like law-abiding, more like a bandit law.
Yeah, we said as much to Lady Genevieve. I think, if I can remember.
I recall you talking about it.
The only thing I can think to prove his innocence is to see if he burns at the radiant power of my god.
Why not tie into a rocket?
Well,
tie into a rocket, see if he floats in the river.
He floats. Yeah. Doesn't everything burn, Grandpa?
That's exactly the point. That's what I'm saying. You guys don't know that, do you?
Well,
If he is truly of infernal corruption, he will burn by the holy fires.
All I know is
if
bandits,
he's not, it won't hurt him.
His bandits tried to rob us. They forced our hand into killing those people at the inn, and we have proof of it. So he's a bad un anyway. We've got reason to
only that
justice
people
against him, as we're Kingsward.
Oh, so. That reminds me, actually. Captain Willard, do you have a map of the area? Or do I have a map of the area on me? We do, don't we?
Willard clicks a little bit. You want a map of the town?
No, the country.
Of the nation, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah.
We found a map in whatever. Yeah, we found a map in Penvaden, on our way to Penvaden, that marked a number of bandit camps, and we believe these have connection to Lord Claxton.
Oh yeah, Obadiah would remember them. He's got high enough in.
I just mark them on whatever map I can, or I'll quickly sketch a map and mark them.
One of the young guards that have come out into the kitchen and comes back with a chart that kind of covers the coastline and the countryside, basically from the town as far north as the River Vaden and as far west as the woods, as the forest.
Yeah, most of them were in the forest, if I remember rightly.
A lot of it was in the forest. From what you will recall, there were marks, trails, and locations of camp. Yes, from what Obadiah will recall.
Yeah, I'll mark up what I can and let them know.
Yeah. Places. So there are a number of kind of farm dwellings that are kind of out in the way there. Some little hamlets. There is at least one other inn, like the Stone and Shutters. Stone and Shutters was the only place that was on the main road, but there are others. If you were willing to go, half a mile off of it, you could find somewhere like the Plume of Feathers or
the Fleece.
The Police.
The Golden Fleece.
Yeah.
Actually, Obadiah, thinking on it, I may have the ability to ascertain the truth from him. Roll deception.
It's called torture.
No, it's called dominate person and make him say he's been in league with them. 16.
Right. But I mean, that doesn't sound like a lie I would query.
Yeah.
Cool. And so, just so you know, I will just manipulate him to say it.
Get you, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Sam's doing.
So,
because Cromwell's not very good.
We could. Our main problem seems to be getting around town safely. Now we have a benefit in here that not many of your faces are known in town, as I believe we pretty much came and went a day or two after Tor and Jethro arrived.
The orcs will stand out, as will a turtle.
Ah, well, we won't bring the orcs, and turtle.
I'm coming.
The Tor will.
Tor can disguise himself pretty reliably.
Why do we need to hide?
Yeah, why did we not just beeline straight where you believe he will set up his command?
We are in the right.
Because we are in the right, but we are a mile or two from the house, and
I just don't see residents of the town.
Have you seen me
when
run?
we're walking through with like some fucking.
But when the first group approaches, or we hit the first checkpoint, that's going to attract the attention of 3 other groups, and so on and so on.
Sounds like a good
for every
fight.
Junction. But we don't want a fight. Not with these people. We need to leave them alive.
I will put my hand on Obadiah's shoulder and say, I have the power.
Wait, can't we just...
They surely will not hurt a holy man.
Wait. Talk. Can we not just like magically travel to the house and just fucking land in his living room and just beat him up?
No, I need to know, something near the place. Go.
Black, you know where the place is. Can you not just make us go there? Magically?
Might be able to make us sneak around the town. I could make it so we're very sneaky.
That sounds like a plan then. You make us very sneaky. If we get caught or spotted on the way there, I'll try and talk us out of it.
Alright. Might require leaving the giant here.
Yeah, I think we probably leave all of them here. Really.
Yeah, actually, yeah. More. The guys can defend the place.
What about if we had a little signal so that they could cause a distraction if we were to get spotted? Like what do the military generals call it? A quick reaction force. That's the one.
Willard raises a finger and says, exactly what I was about to say.
Well,
I'm happy to draw our new friends here, plus 4 of my men. We can cause a pretty decent distraction on the south side of town if you want to pass by on the north or straight down the middle.
You said 6 earlier.
Well,
yeah, to me.
Well,
he did say to you.
Fair enough. 4.
Regardless.
4 men. Come on, you can do better than that.
Wow.
There's only the 4 of us going out there. You 4 plus my 4. Admittedly, one of them's fucking massive, but
4 plus 5 Goss men. I'm among them, and I count for about 6 by myself.
I look him up and down, and I was like, aye, that you do, probably. Alright.
I'm going to look up at Lord Goss from my kind of position down by the fire and say, does this sound...
How about us summon a dragon, make it fly overhead, scare the fuck out of everyone, and then we just walk through town?
Tor, it's obvious that you haven't lived in polite society for quite some time, if at all.
If ever.
These are places you have to live and come back to.
Well, from what I've seen, these places aren't all that polite. Or that civilized, really.
Oh, it's polite to call them polite.
If... Goss, wait up. If I am seen to be calling dragons down upon the town, laying waste to the citizenry...
Not to lay waste or hurt. Just to fly overhead.
I see what he means. Could be a bit of a bad PR stunt. Yeah, I think that's a good reason.
And who's to say it's under your control?
The giant here as well.
How would they know it's under your control or anything to do with you?
I mean, if it fights its
just look like a dragon flying through the sky.
It wouldn't need to be proven.
I'm gonna look at Tor and say, "Pass me, my young turtle friend. If there's one thing people do, it's make up fables and connections that definitely don't exist." And then I'm gonna wink at him.
I think that your first plan was probably best. We sneak, and then we can have a big fight later when we get to the place, so we don't have to get bogged down in a big fight before we get there. That was a good idea.
Orcs and a giant are one thing. Goss men fighting Goss men, alongside strong, brave warriors that work hard, that appreciate a good meal. That's something we could be proud of. But I can't be seen to be playing any subterfuge, any upper hand. If it is to be that my family is the one that's tarred with the brush of devil worship. And he pauses for a second. His face quivers. It looks as though he might cry, and then he suppresses it.
But you're not devil worshipper, though, are you?
I am not.
That's a relief. Well, we've seen a lot of that, and it's good to know.
Telepathy to Jethro. His daughter is, you moron.
Well, okay, fair enough. Sorry, Lord Goss. We are your man.
Shush.
Just stop mid-sentence and just go...
But I would not risk that.
We can do this without the distraction. We can do this with the most tenuous of links to this place.
We could do it. Cracking skulls.
Yeah.
Quietly.
My
And
capability.
even if we did come across a barricade, all we had to do is show them the badge of the king. Surely.
That's
yes,
true.
Criminals will definitely acquiesce to us saying we are police. That was definitely how that works.
Yes, but law-abiding citizens will.
See
Those who
my
aren't
previous
breaking the
statement
crime.
about the ones that are working for the criminals.
Well, I have some great plans there. Obadiah, what say you?
We leave quietly under Tor's guidance. We sneak as far as we can. We leave everyone from Lord Goss's contingent here. We play it by ear as we go, but we err on the side of non-violence until we get to the Claxton Manor. And then it's only with confirmation that we engage.
Roger that.
If we find that Claxton is not marked as we suspect him to be, then we take him in as King's wards. We do not kill him.
What if, hear me out, what if I drop a knife by his body? And they could say, look, yeah, he had a knife.
Well, we
He was
need that
coming
knife
right
in
at
the
us.
future. Oh, that knife. Yeah.
What if he has an accident with a roof?
I can't imagine where you got that idea from last night. All right, yeah, sneaky as it goes. I'm gonna.
Willard's going to pipe up and say, "You'll never make it. You'll never make it across town without being picked up. There's every street you could ride a horse down is blocked around the harbour."
I can't ride an horse very well.
Tor, can you get us outside town?
How much does everyone weigh together?
I'm sticking bones.
I'm solid 300 pounds.
As much as a dwarf weighs.
Is that a fully laden dwarf? Or an African dwarf? Or a European dwarf?
Exactly. I don't know which fucking dwarf weighs.
So I'm 275. That's what I actually wrote on my character. 275.
I'm not a very strong dwarf. I do have 16 cons, so I'm fat.
Just
What are you trying to work out there, Vic? Because I can give you a quick and easy ruling one way or another.
great eagle, large eagle, the bird.
Great eagle.
Did we rule it could carry like 2 of us, or like me?
But also, if it involves a giant eagle leaving in full view of the whole city.
We could just sneak and walk. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's like, I would take us out of town. So then we.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't believe we have time for this, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I know no trees outside of town. So
Vic, you don't know any of the trees outside town, no?
No, not outside this town. I didn't know.
The next town.
Yeah, I started after.
There's certainly you've spent time. You guys camped in or near a grove of trees your first night out of town. I'd be happy to rule that you had enough familiarity with that, having hidden in them, from what I recall.
But the question remains: if he even knows outside of town, is it not blocked on the way in?
Probably is.
Coming from outside into town is going to be much different from the manor.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
So if we're coming from outside and in, we're attacked.
That's
on them.
If that's the coastline and that's the town and the harbour is like there, Lord Goss's manor is close, isn't it, Jed? Is that right?
It's so if you've got this is the coastline. This is the kind of harbour area. Let's draw an extra little. I'll draw an extra little division in there.
Let's see.
So you've got the kind of Dockland Harbour area here, and so where Goss's place is here. You've got the actual working harbour built in around this, and effectively you've got a kind of Dockland quarter.
So where's the other guy?
Yeah, that's the
Claxton's house. Let's draw that on. Is going to be closer to one of the major city gates over here, so it is across town. There are major city gates. The city isn't walled, but like where the roads are and things like that.
Yeah.
Can we actually get out of town?
We could get up at the docks, maybe. Take a boat down the coast.
Might be.
So there are boats at the docks.
No,
the street.
I know we can get out of town, like straight out of town. I mean, can we get the other side of the wall? Like,
the town itself is not walled. It has a kind of rough boundary. There will be fences and things like that, but the town itself is not walled.
Right. You confused me because you said gate.
Yes, I said gate, and I understand that's not strictly accurate. Yeah, I mean road. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look to Lord Goss and say, could we get out? Could we get to the south by ship? Or by rowing boat, even?
I can make us walk on water if we want to.
Southside tends to be overlooked. The cliffs rise up pretty well. You'd need a set of climbing spikes or something to get up the cliffs if you wanted to go that way, but...
How far is it till the cliffs dissipate? Or do they continue out to the headland?
Yeah, at least to the headland there. And actually past that. It's one of the things that positions Porthmarn quite so well, is that it's low-lying in the valley in an area with lots of cliffs.
Days of walk back.
Unless you had a way of ascending the cliffs, one way or another.
I think it's safer then to possibly sneak through town.
Let's just walk through town under stealth. I'm going to tell the boys, and Adjine, we're gonna go. We're gonna try and be quiet. You just protect the house. These are good people. If they get attacked, look after them. We'll be back soon.
Think they will get attacked?
Wait, was that a question?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Shame.
There's an enemy in this town who's enemy to the lord of this house. And we've had dealings with this man before, and he's kind of got some shitters all over town, so it's possible they'll come and attack. So just be ready to defend the place. These are good people. Burp.
Right, I'm going to stand up.
Piss without trace.
Throw whatever bread is remaining that I was eating back in the plate or the bowl on the table, and do up for my my half plate breastplate.
Well, I've obviously got to go take a leak before battle.
Yeah.
I'll wipe the shit off the end of my staff. Because from walking and shit, not from putting it on my ass.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
Do you wear any gloves, any armor? Sorry.
No.
So turtles can't wear armor, but they have native
I can take a shield if I want, but
probably overkill.
And I can always pull my legs in to increase my armor value.
Oh shit! Actually, no. I've just realised. I get up, and I snap my quarterstaff across my knee and throw it into the fire.
Okay, cool.
I don't think I'll be needing this anymore.
Man. If Titus was still alive, he would have thought that was baller.
That is what I got at level 11. I just remembered. I suddenly flex my knuckles and like you see a little sort of glint of light shining off them. I'm like, yeah, I think this will be enough for now.
So
Are they up to
you got
D8s or are you at
higher damage
D10s yet
I'm
now?
at D8s. D8s. Just
Yeah,
D8s.
Great.
Where's the way out?
Front entrance.
Okay,
My
we should have someone take us to like
my splinter worked as well.
not
It
far
automatically went to
thingy.
D8. Nice.
Yeah, out the side door. I can cast passive trace with it. Don't forget.
Yeah, I can cast it now if we need it now. Yeah.
Well, cast it as soon as the instant we leave, or right before
Well, I would
we
have cast it
climb over the wall.
We wanted to start sneaking.
How long does it last for?
An hour.
Yeah.
Straight away. Might take an hour to get there.
If you are without distractions, crossing town in an hour sounds pretty easy.
Yeah. How big
Yeah.
is the town?
Yeah, we aim to be there within an
A
hour.
mile or so. We got to go or something.
Yeah, I've got like charm person.
Yeah.
Ready
Cast
to go.
hand.
I have fists and feet. And knees.
I've decided to take enlarge, and if we get into a proper fight, I want to enlarge Jeffro so we can use it around once.
Cast it on my
Just for
penis.
just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got dominate person, so
Mine being
I'm
larger
gonna
in
cast that on
charge
my
for a
dude
while.
and manipulate the fuck out of him.
Right. We go. When pissed.
Yeah, Jen. Do we need to wait?
Yeah. Willard stands with you. He looks to Goss for a second. Goss raises a hand. We'll be watching out the windows.
I'll whisper, how brave to Gromner.
A chuckle.
I want you to be safe, Black.
I'll be safe.
When you leave, cross as much ground and be quiet for... He looks to Willard. 15 minutes? That'll be the best.
Risk your man.
We can win a good fight, don't worry.
You can lose a bad one.
On
You're outnumbered. Be careful.
And as per usual, I'm going to cast guidance on him as a blessing.
Nice.
Blessing on you from God.
All of you travel well. You uphold the honour of the sea today. You bear forth its legacy and its bounty.
I honour the God of toil and work. And we will do some work today. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Alright.
That's spell
First
slot.
time ever. Yeah.
Hold off on that. I am going to cast Mage Armor with my staff on Black.
Huh.
Okay. You happy with that, Gav?
So, I want an insight roll.
Yeah.
If he sees me casting an arcane spell and interrupts me and says, hold off, and then casts Mage Armor on me, and me having studied religion all my life, I would be quite suspicious.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
Like
make the insight check, yeah.
I'll allow him to do it, but...
Yeah.
17?
Some of the spells you've seen...
explicitly, though, before you go into this is coming from my staff, not from me.
Okay.
But would you be able to tell? Because, when spellcasters at least like some of them use an arcane focus to cast their spells, like clerics and that. So it could just appear that you're casting it through your spell.
It's just it's the flavors of magic and the fact that one a cleric can use spells that I know are arcane.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to have identified the staff, you would know what's going on. That's what I'm trying to allude to. So I think of an arcane.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
Disconnected.
I understand your point there, Gavin. I think it's a reasonable one. What was it? It was 17 total. Was that right? For your insight check?
Oh, you just got disconnected.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I've just kicked everybody out.
I think it was 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a +3 insight.
Oh, okay. My actual. I've kicked myself out. I wonder if TTS has gone down.
I think Steam servers has gone down.
Let's see.
I'm finding up servers, just not ours.
Yeah, me too.
I'll get the server back up.
I don't know. Hit refresh and see what happens, because
it doesn't matter now, but it's just to inform Obadiah in the future.
There we go.
It's like, he wasn't too inquisitive about that little man from Shu, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it would.
Oh, he's getting really sussy. He doesn't trust people anymore.
Yeah, he's turning insular. Go on.
What a prick.
And well, he has to become a great necromancer somehow.
Yeah, this is the path to being a Titus.
I'm trying to really
really
shoehorn a bit of villain arc into this.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's fucking difficult when you're trying to be Kingsguard and be a good man.
Nothing bad has happened to you. You're trying to be a little bitter and evil.
Yeah. I think with the 17, I understand what you're saying there, Sam. It's coming through the thing. Is there anything more that you think Obadiah can glean from the ways in which Gromnon is casting spells there with a 17 insight?
I will say that I don't know the domains of Gromnon's god, and maybe there's other stuff there.
Yeah.
So, he has an out.
Yeah.
If Sam wants to keep it that way.
No, not particularly. I'm not even attempting to hide what I'm doing here. It's just...
That's fine. So the spell comes from the staff, and I can make my own mind up about what exactly that means.
No components required. It doesn't say if it needs verbal or anything, but it says with the staff in hand, you can use your action to cast.
If it says no components required, I would flavour that as you reaching down and you're brushing the staff in a certain way, and it's casting mage armour. And nothing else, or basically you're kind of gripping it and twisting it in a certain way.
Just going abracadabra. And it is a slender, hollow staff made of glass, yet it is strong as oak. Okay. It looks very magical.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Regardless, the mage armour is identical to what you yourself had learnt to cast. The way that it feels around you, the way that it shimmers very slightly in the morning light.
Shall we?
Let's go. Running. I'm running. No, I'm not.
I cast guidance on myself this week.
I'm going to also piss just really quickly.
Okay, same.
My nameplate says Gromnon.
Yeah, mine says Tor.
You all in the right colours?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter.
You can change them, can't you?
Oh, they're fully glitched. Look.
Yeah, okay, so yours are right as far as I can see.
Over here, there's a load of them on my rule sheet.
Yeah, I see that. Whatever.
I genuinely don't care.
So it doesn't look like that to me. It looks normal to me. This says Gromnon. This is Obadiah Black. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think all the odds and ends were in the wrong place as well when we loaded up.
You'll have to find out what Gromnon's true thing is, but I can tell you now he's not playing the same arc as Titus was. As players, I can tell you.
Yeah. Don't mind.
It'll be interesting. I don't even know what his arc is yet. I worked it out.
I done pissed.
I know what Gromlin's arc's going to be. Maybe.
Good. He's going to turn into a god. After all, he is the chosen.
Yeah.
The chosen swindler.
Delphros?
Yeah.
So, yeah, as you... Yeah.
At advantage?
Oh, there it is.
Cock.
Oh, look.
Just
plus
My
10.
dice has the nameplates on it.
Do you want me to reload again?
No.
Just delete
Just
that.
Keep
delete
it.
that dice
Keep it.
and copy the other one.
Keep it. I rolled 18.
Can you copy where the red one's?
16.
Plus, yeah, it's whatever your fucking stealth is, 10.
I need everything I can get for this. Oh, shit.
We've got an 18, a 16.
24.
Plus 10, yeah?
Yep.
20.
20 total.
That was at disadvantage because of my armor.
Because you're wearing plate, huh? Yeah. And again, for Jethro and Obadiah, though, you're adding 10 on top of what you would have normally rolled.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had a 10 to 8.
I only got a 6.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay.
Oh man, I've got to keep this one. That actually has my name on it. D10 of Gromnon.
I can't see it, but okay. It's
really
From non-speed and damage dice.
yeah, sorry, Dad.
Sorry, back in a second.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Just in case you're wondering, I used the guidance to get extra D4 then to get up to 20.
Yep.
I planned that.
Yeah. Yeah. I recall. I'll wait till Gav. Can you hear us? He's muted. I'll wait until he's back before going back into description.
We step out of the house. An RPG goes off in the wall. It is Mogadishu.
You gotta run the Mogadishu mile to this house, guy's house to go fuck him up.
What was the lowest stealth score then?
16.
The lowest of it all is 16.
Back.
Okay. And yeah, I'll tell you what though. Gonna roll.
Blind.
Okay, cool. And then for one more. Oh, yeah, okay, nearly very good. Right, fine, cool. Okay. Right. You step out onto the streets. Obadiah, this is a street you have stepped onto time and time again, daily for a chunk of your life. And today it looks very much like it always has. The difference being that it is certainly morning. It is, really getting on. The town is waking. But it is here quiet. No traffic passes up and down past the Goss house. No deliveries come, no couriers, no plaintiffs. Smoke rises from a few streets over, but the houses opposite you are emptied. Their windows have been removed from their frames. The doors removed from their hinges.
Oh. Didn't look like this when I was last here.
To your left, down the hill slightly, you can hear the sounds of dock work going on. There is a major road which runs through there, well suited for large amounts of traffic. But you know from experience, if you walk 2 minutes up the hill to your right, you'll find a side street probably better suited. You could also, if you wished, try and find your way through these houses. They are likely to have themselves backyards, back gardens, doors and entrances that would lead out into the warren of dwellings behind them.
Slightly less familiar territory, but I think worth a go, especially if there's smashed windows or no windows and no doors on them.
Mm-hmm.
It would seem that they're abandoned. So if we do it quietly, then it could be worth the slower pace, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'll lead the guys that way.
Yep.
But when I say lead, as in I might direct either, I don't know, Tor or Jethro first. Probably Jethro. I think Obadiah likes Jethro for his fists.
His willingness to go first.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's a quality I can respect in a travelling companion.
Absolutely.
Especially when you want to live.
The houses opposite are indeed, as you draw close, abandoned, deliberately cleared out. The rooms are stripped bare. There is no furnishing, no furniture. The windows, as you approach them, have not been smashed so much as deliberately removed entirely. There is brickwork, mortarwork exposed. Some wood left in bits of frame occasionally, but no sharp glass, nothing remaining. They are cleared out so that anybody attempting to hide therein would be seen instantly from the Goss house, which, if you will recall, has had its windows reinforced from within.
Oh, interesting. Didn't think this was the Goss's doing.
The first house you come to, which is directly opposite, once was the dwelling of a man who owned 3 ships. His own daughter, about Caitlin's age, had lived there for some time before being sent away to High Lurry to study for finishing school, and then eventually had been married off to a captain herself. A man from a rival company to her father's. He'd boasted with you in an inn that he'd owned that man's ships as well before the winter came. But the house is empty. Piecing through, after you get past the front rooms, the drawing room, the bit of hallway, some furnishing has indeed been left. Some of it's been covered by cloths. The kitchen is more or less intact, although the food is getting past the point of freshness now. You're able to find a back gate, a back door, leading out into a small yard. There is an empty chicken coop. The chickens themselves reduced to blood and feathers, with no sign whatsoever of meat or egg remaining. And a small fence which you could hop without too much difficulty. Your feet glide easily. You do barely leave a mark upon the dust in the house as you step through. Jethro, you are going first, is that right?
Absolutely. Why not?
Okay. You make your way through and over 1 or 2 fences, 1 or 2 houses, from one backyard into another, before you reach another street. And you realise that the house you've come to is empty, but is warmer than the one you've just left. There are dirty cups on the kitchen side. Fresh crusts. It is empty, but it is not abandoned. The street beyond it is also not abandoned. There are track marks of a cart, fresh in the mud. Or fresh mud which has come off a cart track. This road that you have come to is wider than the one at the Goss house. It has been trafficked. Glancing out of a window, although you're confident with the light behind you that you will not be seen, there is a man with a sack over his shoulder walking up.
I'm going to kind of whisper to the lads, kind of, psst, come back. And I'm going to walk to the other side of the house, which might be the northern side, away from the street.
Sure. Okay. So that's the way the way that you've crossed into it. These will be yards which are back to back. You've been through the empty house, hopped over a yard, and come into a house which is empty but not abandoned.
Yeah. So in that empty house, in the room furthest away from the front door, I'd like to just cast my misgivings about the situation to the folk here.
That's a long-winded spell.
If we're wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, they've removed the windows and doors. Lord Goss has, so he can see into these areas. What if it's Goss that's been corrupted? What if he was always corrupted, and the fact that his daughter was corrupted was part of the bloodline or something?
We've got no proof.
Is it not? No, but we've no proof of Claxton's involvement either.
We know he's a scumbag, though.
We do know he's a scumbag.
Wait, is your loyalty wavering over the missing windows and doors of a lord who's under siege from an enemy?
If he's under siege, how can he do this? It takes workmen to do that.
How do we
not
know?
Brute force.
How do we know he did this? I missed it.
Yes.
If you want to remove doors and windows, frame by frame, it takes time and.
Right, so you control the streets with thugs and leave a guy in his house unable to get outside, right?
Yeah, but he's got 20 men? 18 men? Is Claxton keeping him in? Or is...
I just don't know where you're getting that he did this to the doors and windows when the other guy, Claxton's got his men are controlling the town, so he's probably done it.
This was the street. This was the street. This is the street immediately opposite the Goss house.
Right.
Those houses were cleared, and the doors and the windows on those houses facing the Goss house had been kind of physically removed.
Sounds like a good defensive strategy.
Okay. We'll continue on.
Now, effectively, it reduces the ability to use those houses as cover or concealment from the Goss house.
Which doesn't really inform us one way or the other.
Not really.
But okay, we'll continue on.
I'll just have this niggling.
I have paranoia now flicking around in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Interesting. The stern leader of the group is wavering. His resolve.
You're in a house which is currently unoccupied, but certainly not abandoned. You have seen an individual with a sack over his shoulder walking up the street when you glanced at it, although you have withdrawn from that.
Which way now, Black?
We have to cross the street now.
How busy is it?
And from now on, it's probably the houses are probably occupied.
So we have to go down the street now. Well, let us carry our heads high and go.
Tor, can you turn into Tor, you can turn into another shape. Do you think you could turn into something nondescript? Like a dog or a horse or something?
Yeah. Why?
So you don't draw attention to yourself? There's not many turtles around here.
I'm a 6'7" orc.
My cape is flittering unexplainably.
Oh, fuck it. We just run through with our dicks out and let's see what happens, yeah?
Absolutely.
You can tell you've lived, you can tell you've lived by yourself these 20-something years.
All of us. I mean, we can't hide Jethro. I can hide, I just don't.
Yeah, so can I. Anyway, whatever. Okay, we're walking out onto the street.
If we
going
need
as
me to,
subtle as we can.
Fucking Jane. But I got like a 24 in stealth, so at the moment I am the stealthiest fucker here.
Yeah, but there's 24 in stealth, and then there's walking down a busy street, arriving at a barricade, and getting through the barricade. At some point.
Let's go.
Yeah. Like, 24 will get you a lot of that way, but, 35 rolls against you.
I will change into a mouse and climb into your fucking pocket. And shit in your pocket.
That's fine, I'll set my cat on you.
Oh my god. Right, let's go.
Is that what you'd like to do, Vic? You're gonna use your wild shape.
I don't want to pressure Vic into doing something he doesn't want to do, so, yeah. If you're adamant not to, Vic, I'm good with that.
I can concentrate on the spell for the minute.
Yeah, you can maintain the spell pretty easily, even if you wild shape. That's fine.
I'm going to go out of the door and do a look around and gesture to move.
Actually, not a mouse. I want to turn into a flea. I'm going to jump over deer.
I don't think he could be
give him the plague.
Dick.
Just irritate him for like journey.
Give him Lyme's disease.
We're sneaking down the street.
Okay. So you're going to head out into the street. The man with the sack has passed by in the time that you've been having your conversation.
Arguing.
You can't see anyone else around. It seems to be a pleasant morning. The clouds are dissipating, turning to a fluffy cotton white. The blue is strong, clear, pleasant.
Cool.
Looking in through the window, the houses opposite the one you have just come through. Again, they are simply people's homes at this point. There are, blankets set over chairs, plates left unattended in places. You can hear some noise up the road, uphill slightly. The sound of the docks downhill is still loud enough to echo a little. The town does feel quiet for a town. About a plume of smoke where you could hear the noise of chatter and maybe... Yeah, chatter is the best word for it. There is a plume of smoke at this spot to the north. They have a fire there.
Well, we'll pick a direction that we think is best. I think we're at the stage where the stealthing might be difficult,
Let's keep
but
going.
we'll keep
You
going.
can talk to me about what you'd like to do. Talk to me about your approach. Talk to me about how how you'd like to proceed, what you'd like to look for or do.
Well, when we see a barricade, or if we see smoke from, we assume the smoke is part of the barricade.
Yeah.
Or the congestion of these folk. We'll check houses either side to see if some of them are quieter than others,
okay.
And we'll think about. We'll assess if it'd be possible to sneak around the side of one of them, if there is sides. I don't think we'd risk going through one in an occupied place.
Is that the way you'd like to go? Is uphill towards the plume of smoke, the barricade the nearest one that you're aware of?
Well, not towards it, but if we don't have any other route,
no, sure.
Then I guess that's the way we're going.
Yeah, it's not too close. It's not too far away. But you're not able to see what's going on there yet. You can attempt to get into one of the houses that are across the road.
These are houses that are possibly occupied, though.
Yes. Possibly.
Yeah. I'll send Mortimer, 50 yards up the road and ask him to take a look around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And he does come to a point where there is, again, on the side facing towards so it would be facing east, on the eastern side of the street, and across the street, a wooden structure, barricade certainly, fencing and scaffolding is propping up effectively a wooden wall, the width of the road, building to building. It would not be possible to walk through there. And then sat behind it, around it, there are mostly young men, although they are not all, pestering the man that you had seen walk with the sack over his shoulder. This guy himself is in his 40s, has a mustache, mud on his boots. He's likely going to work. But from what Mortimer's eyes and ears pick up, there is a tone of snickering and hassle. It could be shaking him down, but it's hard to tell.
Mortimer comes back to me. I'll let the guys know we could risk just trying to bribe them, charm our way through.
Are these Claxtons, Ben?
They are wearing the kind of the green and gold that Claxton's colour is known to wear.
How many were there?
If we've been
probably couldn't see them all. There was a handful.
Mortimer has seen 5. But yeah, you're right. Maybe hasn't seen all of them.
Just to get people in the mood.
7 thieves. I can try and convince 7 people, but it might be easier to convince them with the power of holy righteousness.
Well, we can convince just their leader. And it can be a convincing argument when I'll shake a bag of gold coins, We present them with that.
Yeah.
Seems a waste of gold if you ask me, but yes, as you wish.
All right. Let's do it.
That's the route is uphill?
Uphill to turn into the barricade. And
yeah.
Hopefully because we're so quietly approaching and they're occupied.
Yeah.
We'll be up near them before they get a time to possibly prepare.
And that is, with your stealth rolls, precisely what happens. You're able to see these. As I say, everyone that stood, there are young men, barely teenagers, really. mustaches tickling their top lips. But they have knives, they have clubs, they have the colours of the house tied around their wrists or their necks. That gold and green in a handkerchief. As you draw closer, you're able to ascertain what Mortimer missed, which is a platform atop the wooden scaffold, like a crow's nest. But as to whether there's anybody in it, you can't quite see. And they're so busy with this man in simple working clothes, a waistcoat, muddy boots, a sack over his shoulder. And he's patting and fishing around in the sack and going, well, offering them. Look, do you want my fucking block of cheese? Like, that's what I've got. I've got some tools and a change of socks. And you're able to hear him talking. You're close enough to hear this before anybody from this group, friendly or foe, notices you. As the four of you approach the group. And eventually you catch an eye. A young lad, 15 maybe, you'd guess. And he stops and he pats the shoulder of the lad next to him. And before a moment, you have their attention.
I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to invite, if you guys would like to do it straight off the bat, somebody to make an intimidation check.
Move.
I believe we have a man for that job.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. It's not great. It's 13.
13, yeah. Obadiah, your detect thoughts goes up, and the ripple of now here's a fucking fight goes over. But there's no ring of recognition. These thoughts are simple, they are animalistic, they are riled up. They are already pumped with adrenaline, the legs and the kneecaps within the trousers quivering and shaking because they wanted a fight. They were excited for it.
Ooh, kneecaps, there's no idea.
One of these young lads has positioned himself already. His back was to you, but he was gearing up to clock this poor farmhand behind the ear the moment that he runs out of things to offer them as a bribe to let him through.
You lads should go home.
Fuck off, eh? Who the fuck are you?
I'm going to walk around Jethro and stand in front and say, leave this to me.
What?
You want to pick on my friend there, the big green one?
Who the fuck are you? You're even shorter than him. And they point to one of their friends, probably the youngest among the group. Who the fuck are you? Get back to your fucking... You've come off a boat. How'd you get through the fucking fences like?
Lean in towards him.
Come on.
Lean in towards him. Look into my eyes, young man. I carry the power of God within me. And I'm going to cast thaumaturgy and change the appearance of my eyes so they start to glow as if I'm going to shoot lasers through his face.
Nice. Okay, great. You can make another intimidation check, unless you'd like to pitch for something else.
No. It's fine, just makes sense. 19.
19. Obadiah with the detect thoughts. The thoughts go to the lad's bladder.
I'll just say to Gromnon telepathically, like, it's working. Just keep an eye on the others.
I would say, you boys really should stay home today.
I will turn and look at the others and use thaumaturgy again to make the floor tremor underneath them.
Fucking hell, he's doing fucking magic. Shit and fuck. You've got what do we... And while one of the younger lads is asking, the tallest among them who's 20 at a fucking push. Who of the others run? They just turn, they just run. And that is the tallest of the lads. The tallest of the lads was the first who met your eyes, Gromnon. And he cannot break for them. He is scared. He is scared like he does not know, for he is used to having the weight of the gang behind him. But you have just delivered warmth and wetness to a spot that he likes to keep dry and breezy.
Kinky.
And it shows from the outside.
Is Claxton paying you to be out here, boy, hassling people?
He ain't paying us a fucking enough, but we're going to have Goss's house. And he's going to pay us.
I think not. Go home.
Alright.
I just realised the picture of the dwarf I chose for my character is perfect for what I just did to that boy.
The boy, the young man, the eldest of the gang here, the hoodlums, looks up quickly, puts his fingers between his lips, and whistles a soft whistle, not so it'll carry, but just gently. And a young girl's head pops over the crow's nest. What's happening? We're fucking off. It's bad. We're not fighting now. He says, I've got to help her get down.
Go on then.
Just keep walking.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll walk through around the barricade if we can,
Yeah. So you are from the looks of it on the inside of the barricade. You are past the barricade. The barricade was blocking you. What am I trying to say? There is some kind of like blockage and some little wooden structuring, some chairs and things set up where you are, but actually the way that it's blocking would be to your
Which way is the barricade facing?
You are to the west of the barricade, as is everybody set up, and the barricade would be facing with a flat side to the east of where you are, as is the Goss house.
It's okay, so the barricade is facing the way we've came.
The barricade is facing the way you came. Yeah. It's well, you've come around it. You have bypassed by going through the houses.
Yeah.
All right, continue away from the barricade towards
absolutely.
Claxton Manor.
You're going to stay on the road?
I mean, we're still sneaky.
I mean, we can only be sneaky if the roads are empty, I think, so we'll go as nonchalantly as we can. Yeah, I think it'd raise more concerns, us jumping fences in people's back gardens, so...
Mm-hmm.
Passive out trace remains up. Your stealth rolls I will hold on to, and we will factor them in amongst other things with a degree of, for want of a better word, luck. But regardless, let's make a roll. Okay. The streets around you, the youngsters have scurried away. And by the time you are turning to look for them, you can barely see them. You walk along. Are you going to stick on? You're on a relatively wide road now.
You can pull onto a smaller side street that heads in the same direction.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
You can dogleg it. You can kind of zigzag through residential streets.
Yeah.
If I know any of the other paths.
Stroll down the main road like idiots.
Yeah. You head on and along. You catch one of the kids rapping at a door to be let in.
You'll know me, still the same old G, but a bit low key. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Exactly what went to my head.
Yeah, absolutely. And the door opens, and a woman, almost certainly his mother, does not look at you. Hurries the child inside. Closes the door quietly. The streets here again are quiet, but as you move on a little, you do start to hear sounds of movement, sounds of busyness, sounds of the clicking and clinking of coin, the lifting of boxes. You're a good street over, sticking in between houses, but Obadiah, you know where you are. A street over, past the buildings you're on, there's a market square. Sounds like it's in full operation.
I suppose people need to eat. There's bound to be gossip men there, Claxton men there though, so.
Good.
Normally, this is close enough to the docks that Goss and Claxton can both kind of work in the open and keep an easy truce. There might be spats, there might be scuffles, but it's on a street hoodlum level. Sailors fighting farmhands as much as anything else. Dockhands fighting builders, maybe.
There's a chance we could gain information, but I think it may be safe to just go straight to the source.
But you know the way through the streets.
We'll continue towards the Claxton house.
Make me perception checks as you move away.
10.
Fucking 12?
15.
Yeah, 12.
Roll that one again, because that's definitely cocked on those tokens. For your total, please, Vic.
14.
14.
Is that a 9 or a 6?
That's a 9. Okay, so your total was 15, Sam, is that the highest?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's not quite going to do it. That's okay. The streets you move through are then quiet. Occasionally, somebody in their own front yard carrying out, beating a carpet perhaps, throwing liquid toilet waste into the street. But you go by unnoticed. You do not attract gazes or gasps. What's my... okay. Before you cross a corner, and ahead of you there, on the corner of the street, and a wider road, carts travelling up and down, and at the corner ahead of you, 2 men, larger, certainly adults, dressed in leather, with gold and green ribbons tied around their necks. Their backs are to you at the moment. They have not noticed you. but you've certainly noticed them. Where you are facing is, I will draw it on the board. So you are looking down. So you are on a row of houses. You're in a row, in a road of houses. It's going to make that narrower, I think. And so you can see, you're opening up into a much wider road. And there are two. We'll use green for them. Two Claxton men. Here and here. And they are not looking your way. But they are together. And they are watching traffic on the street. Where you have seen a cart move up and down it, although you cannot see any at the moment. Where you are is down here, so we'll grab.
And are they looking up this direction, Jed?
Yeah, around here. They're in that kind of arc, so not that particular direction, but they have their backs to you.
And do I know of another pathway, smaller street down to the right of us?
From where you want to, so where you are now will continue. If you were to, you could go back on yourselves and you could kind of try and divert again.
Like down here, like further down the road.
Yeah, so where this opens up is onto a relatively main road, and so yeah, you could ascertain your market square that you've been trying to dodge is kind of up here.
Right. So do we back the next turn off away
but
from
then
us?
There will be, from your memory, a much narrower alley here. And then this is a pub.
No, I'm going to go in the pub.
Obviously.
Yeah. I think I remember. The laneway just around the corner. Take a quick right, left. We might make it.
Past these.
Sneak past them.
Alright.
Drawing things in.
I'll cause a bit of a distraction.
Well, I need it.
True.
Joe, I want to sneak up to the corner.
Yeah, okay.
What's there?
Okay. You're able to approach quietly. They haven't heard you. You can now hear and see. There are a few other people around. There's another cart going to be coming up the road here in a moment.
Alright.
And at the moment, that has the guard's attention. You're confident that you've been quiet as you approached.
Can I see, like, as I come to the corner here, a door and or window?
Yep. On the opposite side? Yeah. So this is another house.
Yeah. Just a bit further down, maybe, if there is one.
Yeah. Okay. Let me draw more in.
And I will turn and beckon them to come towards. Well, I kind of just stand there, looking nonchalant. And if the others are going to take the bait, as they come up behind me, I will cause a window and or door shutter or whatever to fling open and slam against the wall and rattle.
To cause a distraction.
Yes, Gavin's right, distraction.
Thaumaturgy. Shazam.
Yeah, we'll sneak up behind and then try to get across to this alleyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneak up behind them, thaumaturgy, and then walk across as if we're normal people.
There's a general kind of what the fuckery. That guy moves a bit more. This guy stays where he is, but is looking briefly. What I'm inclined to do, he's going to be slightly more on alert. This guy's very firmly distracted. I'm going to give this guy a perception check. His perception isn't particularly high, but we'll see if he's going to beat any of your stealth rolls.
I think 16 was the lowest.
16 was the lowest.
Me on 16.
Yeah. He's not. He's not going to beat a 16.
Okay, we're in the alleyway.
Yeah. Is that where you're going to head to the alleyway there?
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. I should have looked at my new spells better.
Really?
Yep, we would have been there in 5 minutes.
Did it involve turning
take a
into
leak
dragon?
back in a sec.
No, it's called wind walking. I could have turned us all into these like fucking gaseous forms, and we can move 300 feet a fucking turn, whatever. We can fly. Last for 8 hours. All we'd have had to do is find somewhere out the way to transform back, which takes a minute.
Oh well.
Yeah.
You have a very high spell slot left.
That is really cool for getting us from somewhere. If we need, A to B at 8 hours duration. Fucking good.
Absolutely. Okay.
Well, doing all right so far, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Jed has tried to foil our plans, but we have not rose to it.
No, it's absolutely. Just make it fun. You're covering a good bit of distance. Obadiah, you would estimate you may be halfway there now. You're going to be running out of houses before too long, and you're going to be getting closer to an area of warehouses. There's a large area with, tradesmen, smiths, farriers, leather workers. And the street, this network of narrow streets, alleys, the alley that you're passing along will reach to the back of the pub. And suddenly, the quiet, narrow streets that you had been crisscrossing through, the residential lanes and back alleys, those are going to be harder to find, if impossible, on the course that you've been taking. Do you want to proceed through this kind of commercial district, or do you want to take a slightly longer way around? See if you can...
How long has it been since we left the Goss Manor?
15 minutes. You're about halfway as the crow flies. If you want to keep going on a more direct route, you'll have to go through this commercial district. It'll be a little more difficult for you to go unnoticed. Or you can try and go around again, push it a little bit further out. One way you could go is actually down the road Caitlin used to live on.
My thinking is we go through this district.
Sure. Direct route. Let's fucking go.
Okay. Just checking the server. Okay. The alley that takes you down the side of the pub stinks a little. There's vomit and maybe worse. And then you realise that you are coming up upon the back of a tanner's, and the pits that are used for soaking the leather, the baths that are of actual excrement, actual urine, where the tanners live and work and ply their trade. This is a foul smell, really very bad. I'm going to invite perception checks from everybody.
14.
10.
21.
13. No, 12.
You'll all get it, even on the 10. As you're passing down this, you hear the sound of a whistle behind you. It's not directed at you, it's not in your alley. But there is a sound of a whistle, and another from across town, and another. That's all you'll all hear. Gromnon, coming up to a 21, will just glimpse ahead of you, however, at the edge of the tanners, what you first thought was a leather coat hung up to dry or maybe catch the sun. Certainly it looks unfinished, maybe, like it needs more work, or maybe it's there to be restored. It's certainly very well travelled. Moves away, moves out of view. No one else you think has noticed this.
I'll telepathically message with the cantrip message.
Yep, sure.
I think we've been rumbled, Mr. Black.
Let's pick up the pace.
Okay.
Ahead of you as you come to this narrow alleyway, you're coming out onto the district, onto the commercial district. The stink of the... What am I trying to say? The stink of the cannery is filling your nose. But you can look up and down the street. You can linger there at the end of the alley just long enough to make out the furriers, make out the stables, the places with the horses being fitted with livery. And then further along the way, a brewery, a paper mill, pressing paper, turning things out, carpenters' workshops. There is commercial, and there are folks walking along it, carts and barrows. A baker with sacks and sacks of flour in a barrow heading up and along. And then at the edge of your view, further down the street, a couple more in the same leather as the two you just snuck past, heading away from you, a slightly quick pace, as though they're being pulled away. It's going to be difficult to step out here without being seen. For the moment, you feel as though you are unnoticed there in the alleyway. It is dark. Again, the sun would be on your back, casting shadow into this alley, where the street is full of light. How would you like to proceed?
Straight down the fucking middle of the road.
Yeah, I think it's speed now.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Straight out.
Yeah, head up. Straight down.
Okay.
Rather than running, I think more as a hastened pace. Determination, right? Don't leave me behind, I'm sure.
No, sure, yeah. But you're out into the middle of it. Just reading something really quickly. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I cannot find the thing that I'm sure that I read on this thing earlier. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, cool. The road's not especially narrow. Especially wide, sorry, as I say. We'll draw you out of the... We'll position you all... here to come out of the thing. As I say, the alleyway that you've come through is narrower than that, actually. Let's... You come out to the Tanners. Slight curve to it, but this would be the way towards the Claxton house. No, it's wide enough to get a decent car up.
Right. I am going to climb out of Obadiah's pocket that I have filled with rat poo or mouse poo and drop a thingy. My animal.
Jump out of wild shape?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, okay.
I don't think a mouse or a rat or whatever. I decided to turn it very...
You're out into the main street. Again, there are commercial folks, business folks plying their wares.
Mm-hmm.
As you're out, give me a second. Okay. Is this the marching order you're happy with?
A big man up
Certainly
front.
not. Yeah,
Jethro up
that's
front.
more like it.
Gromnon, you're at the rear. And looking ahead, that leather coat you saw slip behind a wall in the Tanners. You see now at the top, merging onto a rooftop over a place selling horse bridles on the roof. wrapped in studded leather. The only colour you can see then is the sword at the hip, and tied to the hilt are 2 ribbons in green and gold. She twists, she flicks her hands. I'd like everybody to make me... let me just check the... just checking the size of this. Right. Let's draw this on.
Fireball.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
No, it's not fireball, I promise.
No, not that.
It's lethal force. The gloves
We'll
are
be
off.
Right. Can travel 320 miles in a day without Windwalker spell, roughly.
Sweet.
That's some distance, isn't it?
It's not bad.
How far are we to the capital?
Right. The 3 of you, not Gromnon, to make me dex saves at disadvantage.
I'm going to spend 2 key points to cancel that disadvantage.
Okay.
Which I just gained the ability to do so.
Nice.
13?
A lot. 24.
Okay.
14.
Wait, actually,
20...
hold on.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to. Do I have that thing where I can...
Uncanny dodge?
Yeah.
Evasion, I think, would be the one, right?
That's a rogue thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but your monks might get something similar. I can't remember.
I don't think I do. I'll just roll with that for now. Yeah, I've got 24 anyway. So.
Yeah. Gromnon, you watch as the figure on the roof twists her hands, makes a shape, extends a hand with the center 2 fingers pressed against the palm, the outer 2 fingers pointed forwards. And from the wrist, where the center 2 fingers are pressed, spurts fluid.
Roll.
Loopy, sticky.
Grease.
Spider web.
Ooh.
Jethro makes it, but Obadiah and Tor. Yep.
Sorry, I don't. Yeah, I do have evasion. Can I retcon that and just roll at disadvantage?
You can remake the roll at disadvantage and not spend. Yeah, why not? Just this once. Yeah.
Thank you. I forgot my.
to get a player asking for evasion is asking for disadvantage is a good one.
Okay. 1 plus 9, so 10.
10 does not make it. Okay, the 3 of you are restrained.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Can I do something?
We'll roll initiative.
Well, we can all do something, yeah.
Plus.
And I'm going to count that as the surprise roll. That's the surprise round, so everyone will enter into initiative as normal.
Okay.
Was I surprised?
You were not surprised, which is one of the reasons you were not targeted. You would not have had disadvantage on the attack. Yeah, tell you what, Gromnon, I'll give you a free move at the start of the initiative. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I mean. Because if she surprised all of them, and
she surprised everybody, but not you. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
Before.
You absolutely should.
That happened to us.
I would, yeah. In which case, the thing I want to do is try Ultham's psychic lance into her face.
Okay. All right. Everybody's adjusted themselves on the initiative tracker?
Yeah.
No, wait, no, did I?
What did you roll?
I can't remember. Sorry. It wasn't that 3. 6. No.
Okay. Roll a theme. Yeah, sure. Yeah. What are we?
Save and throw.
It's an int save, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, actually, maybe I won't cast that. We'll cast a Mind Spike.
Mind Spike, okay.
Wisdom.
The Wisdom save.
At 3rd level.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me make the Wisdom save.
That's terrible.
Not great.
Nope.
For a total of 20.
Yeah, that passes.
All right. So what damage do we take?
5.
5 total. Okay, cool. And you don't get the tracking benefit, do you? Because you passed the save. Cool. Okay.
That is me, I think.
Okay.
I have nothing else.
Jethro, you have been splooged upon.
Cool. Can I unrestrain?
You can attempt a yes. Let me read the thing. Whether it's a strength, it's a strength check. I'll allow an athletics check if you'd like.
Sure. Oh wait, sorry. Oh, it's a 5, which gives me 10.
And you pull, and it is as though you are simply getting more stuck.
You know what?
This is enough.
I'll sift answer. Why not?
Okay, spend a point with the sift answer. Yeah.
Remember, I've got that thing.
You can just re-roll it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, 19.
19 is enough. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
You blink. You remember how you had stuck trying to pull it with your hands, and have a better idea the second time that you get this moment again. And you simply step. You're at the edge of the web. Jethro has enough weight, and you are able to lean forwards and pull your feet and your body free.
Cool.
By simply stepping from the web.
I guess that's my action, right?
Yes, that is your action to do so.
Okay. Can I boner action something?
You can absolutely take a bonus action if you. Yeah.
I only want to take a boner action. I would just take the dodge. I'll move. I'll just move up the street and take.
You could possibly get into cover by going into a shop. I'd give you half cover quite comfortably, or even 3/4 cover, depending on how deep you want to go into a shop there.
All right, I'll walk. Yeah, I'll walk into a shop, and I will just. I can spend a key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action. So I'll just do that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. It is the rogue's turn.
Which does what?
And since Gromnon has shot at her, let me just check this.
Is that where she is on the map?
She is on the roof
of
that building. She's maybe 10 feet above you, but you have a clear view of her now, having seen this.
That's good.
Going to. What's she going to do? She's going to move.
She on roofs.
She's moving back on roofs, and is going to attempt to hide here. Okay. Anybody that would like to can make a perception check.
I feel like I'll be looking her way.
Yeah, if you're trying to track her.
14.
Do we have the angle to make that perception check?
I'll allow it for now because she's just run off, but she is out of your view at the moment. But you can see if you can, making a perception check to see if you can work out where she's going to go.
15.
I cannot.
Okay.
Ugh.
Did I give that? Okay. Okay. Sorry, lads. That'd be, yeah, fine. Jethro,
Mm.
an arrow comes flying your way.
Cool.
That will hit you.
Will it now?
So there's a total 23.
Okay. Did she attack me at disadvantage?
She is attacking you with advantage because she has hidden from you.
Okay, that's fair. I, for the first time fucking ever, will deflect that missile.
Deflect missile? Yeah, go for it.
So it's a 1d10. I don't have one of those, so
Use. I can spawn you one, or you can.
I think it's this one.
So
Was
20,
that 12?
12,
No, that's
10's
a
that.
d12.
That's a 10.
Yeah, okay. You rolled that one, I don't count.
Yeah, sure.
So 1d10 plus 16 reduces the damage by 18.
Reduces the damage by 18. Okay, let me remind myself how much damage I need to roll.
Sneak attack, baby.
Yep. I'm going to use this one.
Got +9 saves.
It's like 1d6 per level, isn't it?
No, I think it jumps every 3 or 4 levels. But it's a lot.
So that's 38 plus 38 minus whatever you saved for.
18, so 20 damage. Yep. So I simply put my hand up in front of my face. The arrow goes through, narrowly stopping before it hits me in the eye. I'm like, ow. I'll take 20 damage.
Yep. And she's going to leap.
Ooh.
Having moved a bit. Using the last of her movement to get on the roof. She hid as a bonus action.
Oh, rogue, yeah.
Rogue, definitely, undeniably.
Yep.
And is now leaping onto the roof of the building above you. I will raise her to give that impression.
Ooh.
That's not worked at all. Good one, Jed.
Just like pour on top of something.
There we go. She's raised.
Works, I guess.
Okay. And Tora, it is your turn. You are in the web.
Okay, I am gonna upcast summon Fae.
Ooh.
Yep.
From a level 4. Well, I'm gonna upcast it to level 4. Sorry.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna. Not much I can do other than that because I can't see the bitch.
You'll have seen her do that jump. You'll have seen her jump across the street.
Yeah, I know where she roughly is.
You haven't got line of sight on her from where she is, but you know where she is. I'll pull her off the board when you guys actively don't know where she is.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna just take yours.
Does it go on your turn, or does it go immediately after your turn? Is that what happens?
Usually is.
I feel like that should just be the rule. Anything that Druid summons is just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it on. I'll put it on there.
Yeah.
Shares initiative. Yeah.
Yep.
Can it go immediately or next turn? Is it?
It goes immediately after after being cast.
Goes as soon as I summon it.
Nice.
So,
Does it do anything?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm just figuring out his health a sec. 40 plus fucking...
Well, I'll do that afterwards.
It doesn't
Yeah,
need
don't
its
worry about its health
it's
until it
attacking
gets
right
healed.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll work it out. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm going to tell that one to go up the top there. Got missed. Actually. Movement. Yep. Get up to the top of there, can't it? Yeah. We're on the
Yeah.
roof.
That's on the roof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can it see the target?
You can see her. Yeah.
Okay, then it will misty step over,
Yep.
Ooh.
which then makes it fuming.
Ooh.
Fuming
So
Fey.
that's
Yeah.
advantage.
Sure. So it gets advantage on the attacks with the short sword. That's right.
Yep. And I get 2 attack.
Damn.
That'll be a hit. 19
Short
plus
sword.
whatever.
Yeah. It's my proficiency, so it's my spell proficiency plus 9.
That'll
28.
definitely hit. That'll definitely hit.
And then I'll roll the next attack, and then I'll do the damage together.
Okay. Give me the attack for the first. Give me the damage for the first attack, if you don't mind.
All right.
It's going to be
2d6
Lord
plus
Goss's
3.
second daughter.
Plus 9. 12 plus 2d6. So that is 17 for the first one.
17 for the first one. Cool. Okay.
The second row was 25.
25 will hit, definitely, confidently. Yep.
Get 4. Is it 16? The second.
16 damage for the second hit.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Anything else on Tor's turn or for Tor's pet pixie?
Yeah, he's going to use Trixie as well.
It is one or the other. If it's fuming, then it isn't Trixie. You choose that when you summon it.
That's right.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. In which case, cool. Obadiah, you are stuck in the web. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Misty Step.
Okay.
To bounce me up onto the roofs over here.
Onto the roof over there? Yeah, great.
And then I will cast... Sorry, that's Misty's... Fucking hell, stupid thing. So cast Misty Step, and then I will cast a cantrip at it. I will cast Chill Touch.
Excellent.
That's a 22.
22 will hit, yep.
And it will do... That's D10. It's only been 30 years playing, Gav. You should know this. Oh, and that's 4 dice instead of 3. We'll get there eventually, guys.
There you go.
Just take the average.
That's a D10. Oh, that strip isn't working anymore.
Yeah, what are you looking for? D8s?
D8s, 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Average.
Oh,
I've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got him. 14.
14, pretty good.
And Chill Touch has other effects, but I don't think it's going to do anything. She can't regain hit points until, I think, the start of my next turn.
Yeah.
And it's necrotic damage.
So we've had a bonus action and action. Anything else for Obadiah Black?
Nope, all good.
Okay. In which case we are back around now to Gromnan at the bottom of the round.
I could do that in 25 foot, right?
So that is you're trying to get onto the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something you can kind of climb up to get there. Yeah, why not? You're climbing up a rope that kind of eats up a bunch of the movement, but
Right, I'm dying.
You're able to climb a rope.
I will cast Witch Bolt. Why not?
Okay. That in range?
Oh, it's 30 foot. Yeah, no, it's not. Sorry.
Shame. Well,
It was a 20 as well.
Sorry, yeah.
Noob.
Sorry, it's not. What will I do? Sacred Flame. Woohoo.
Sacred Flame, that's a dex save, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't dex saves rogues with fucking evasion.
Roll the dex save, Jed.
Yeah, I'll roll it. That's a 12.
Oh.
You fail. What's that? 7, 10, 11.
11. Okay, cool. Again, she's able to twist, and it does hit her, but not as hard as maybe you'd like. It's a glancing blow.
I calculated the damage wrong just a second ago. You got 10 hit more with that one. Sorry.
On which one? On the second attack or the first?
Overall.
That's my turn, Jed.
Overall. It matters to distinguish them because I have the damage of the first. An extra 5 on both. Okay, thank you. All right.
Mine is 5.
That's Gromlin's turn. Yeah.
Step out.
Yeah.
Sprint up the wall. I run straight over to this bin.
Yeah.
Get cock-blocked by a Fae.
I can't carry on for much longer if we.
Yeah.
I am just going to beat this living star out of this one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. 13.
13 misses.
Yeah. 20.
20 hits.
Flurry of blows. That's 9 damage. 19 hits, right?
19 hits, yeah.
It's 13 damage. Final attack. 17.
17 misses, I'm afraid.
Okay. That'll be me.
Okay. Her turn. She's going to take a disengage.
Bint.
I tell you what, she's not going to take the disengage. She's going to take the. She's going to take the fucking locked position off the fucking piece. She's going to Misty Step it. Over to here.
Ooh.
And then she's going to run. And I'm going to make another stealth roll. Anybody that wants to try and track her can.
We do. An 8.
I'm kind of watching her. I've just punched her in the face.
Yeah.
Perception 15.
18.
Okay. That's not a die. Tor, would you like to make a perception check to see if you can track where she's gone?
Yeah. Terrible. 14.
14. I'm afraid not. She twists the rogue, twists around a corner, and is gone.
Bedtime.
Yeah. We all died at the end.
I think, yeah, we will end the session there. Yeah, absolutely.
Woo!
Thanks, Jared.
With Tor stuck in the web still.
You don't need to move. He's got
My
Fae
priority
buddies.
to get out.
He's got Fey buddies to do his dirty work.
I don't need to fucking move, do I? So
stay there for the rest of the session.
Yeah, just go into your shell, yeah.
Fucking crazy summoner. I love it. It's pretty good. Yeah, you can just deploy reinforcements, hide in shell for the rest of the battle. It's a great strategy.
yeah. Next, well, I can now summon like fucking stupid amounts of funny.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed too.